Alright, I am playing Harbinger of Menoth. My list includes a Hierophant, a Reckoner, a Templar, Avatar of Menoth, an Allegiant Order of the Fist, Initiate Tristan Durant, Knight Exemplar Seneschal, Paladin of the Order of the Wall, a Vassal of Menoth, High Paladin Darton Vilmon, Nisia, Tear of Vengeance, Choir of Menoth, and Knights Exemplar. This is kind of my sampler platter of Menoth. I've never played them before, so I wanted to grab as many different things as possible just to figure out what I like, what I don't like, and kind of learn what are staples of the faction. With synergies though, Harbinger of Menoth, she can pretty much protect any of these solos, especially the Paladins of the Order of the Wall. They'll hold scenarios very well. My opponent is playing Magnus the Traitor with Silas Wishneller, a Galleon, a Renegade. Gaston Cross is running 2 Vanguards, Gorman D. Wolf, Kale Baylock, Dougal McNeil, Saxon Auric, Iris Angel of Retribution, Lady Ayana and Master Holt, and the Devil's Shadow Mutineers. His list also kind of looks like a sampler platter, but I think it's a little bit more intentional than mine. He has Vanguards with Gaston Cross, 1 because Vanguards are amazing, and 2 they can shield guard any of his little protective solos he wants to protect. Magnus and Galleon is good with Snipe. Renegade is a staple with Magnus. That's why you play Magnus, as the own a Renegade. And then he's just got moneymakers. Gorman DeWolf, Kale Baylock, those guys can wreck face. Iris is always a threat. Dougal McNeil is amazing with the Galleon, increasing its threat range. Alright, start the turn with Avatar of Menoth, getting, looks like 3 focus. With my deployment, I've got my Jacks up front, coupled with that Covenant of Menoth and some Choir to its left. And on my far left flank, I've got Nisia, Tear of Vengeance, running into that little, crap, what do you call it, a bunker? You know what it is. It's that thing where you get +4 defense and you can't suffer blast damage. Little Kicky Monk is going to the far flank. And yes, that is Initiate Tristan Durant with 0 Jacks. This is my sampler platter of Menoth. This is me trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work. Spoiler alert, Tristan wants Warjacks. He is not a super solo. Got some Knight Exemplars joining Nisia and her little protective thing that I cannot remember its name. And the rest of them are just hiding out in the back. Now it's time for the Avatar to climb up that hill. Man, I like flat terrain. That model's pretty heavy, and it would be a pain in the ass if it was actually like resting on the tip of a hill and sliding down. One thing I've noticed about Menoth is that order of activations is really important. I'm used to playing minions where I just run Gatorman Posse and Croak Raiders and, even Slaughterhousers. I just run everything at my opponent and I attack, and then hopefully I win at the end. With Menoth, it's a lot different. I have to use these support models and they have to activate at a certain time. I have to be careful that I don't block my models that actually earn their keep. It's a very new experience, and it's kind of fun. It's very clockworky, very Rube Goldberg-y. It's different, and I hope that I can learn how to do it because I like Menoth a lot. The models look cool, and they're just good. Hell, I think Menoth had the highest winning percentage at the WTC this year, despite everyone saying they're not competitive. A trench, that's what it's called, a trench. Finally got it. Oh, for those of you who are Menoth players and are just like scratching your head and shaking your fist at the screen at my deployment, give me a break, come on. Oh, the choir probably did that warding turn 1 where I can't be shot by non-magical range attacks. You know what it's called. I don't, but you do. And Harbinger just kind of walks up. Pass the turn. Alright, my opponent put a decent stack on his galleon. That's never a good sign. Magnus the Traitor does have Snipe on his card, and he does have Dougal to give him an extra +2 inches, so... What you can't hear right now is he's asking me how far I moved up my models. That's never a good sign. I think he might be short, but if he does walk up and harpoon, say, my Avatar of Menoth, then I'm going to be in serious trouble. Because I need everything to take down that Colossal. If he takes down my heaviest hitting Warjack turn 1, then I don't think I'm going to win. He's got his Devil Shadow Mutineers up there on his right flank. Gonna meet my Kicky Monk. Followed by a couple of Vanguards, Gastons hanging out in the back, and little Gorman the Wolf. Gave him a little bit of a smoke screen for concealment. Silas ran in the trench. Iris is hanging out in the middle. I think that his Piper, I don't know why he would have a Piper though. Someone else is in the trench with Silas. Perhaps that's his caster. And everyone just kind of made room for the galleon. Here he comes. He's checking range, and he's short on the harpoon, but he definitely has the range for his little side guns. A couple of them actually missed, and you know, he did probably about 3 or 4 damage, nothing exciting. One thing that I'm thinking of right now in retrospect is I wonder if he could have feeded turn 1 just to run his big old Colossal up the board, and then activated his Colossal, and then shot my Jack and pulled it in. I wonder if that would have enabled him to just kick my butt. Magnus's feat reads, Magnus's battle group in its control area can make a full advance or run after all friendly models have completed their activations this turn. Oh, never mind. Warjacks do not have to spend focus to run during this movement. So it looks like you can only activate the feat at the very end of your turn. Or resolve the feat, I should say. Alright, it's a bad feat. He has a lot of good spells, but that's a pretty crappy feat. I think this turn I actually prayed for battle. I wanted to give my Reckoner every chance possible to shoot something that I thought was a huge threat. Harbinger is going to activate first. She's going to do that spell that gives my guys +2 inches on the charge. I think it's called Crusader's Call. And Nisia is going to take out Iris. Get out of here. Boom. hard rolled the, I think I needed like an 8 or a 9 to even hit Iris. I forgot to do that spell that increases my chance to hit. Nisia has quick shot, so I took a shot at Dougal, that missed. And she also has, I believe, sprint. So I'm trying to engage Kill Baylock. Guided Hand, that's what I should have cast on Nisia, but sometimes you just roll what you need to roll and it doesn't matter. Here's my Knight's Exemplar moving up. I could have probably spaced them out a little better to avoid those 3-inch AoEs. Their job is to deliver the Avatar, because he doesn't want to go in there and get killed, but he wants to get there next turn. And Darton, ooh, Darton's just running right up there. He's not scared. Actually, that was I believe that was a Seneschal, and Darton followed. Reckoner moved up. He has 3 focus on him and nothing to shoot. Because the models that are close to me have stealth. Yeah. Not the best use of resources this turn. Some other spells Magnus has. He has Iron Aggression. One of his warjacks can run, charge, or make slam or trample or power attacks without spending focus and gains boosted melee rolls. And Temper Metal. Friendly warjack gets +2 arm and immune to continuous effects. Snipe. Blur. +3 defense against ranged and magic attacks for a target-friendly model. And he's got 2 little nukes, Obliteration and Arcantric Bolt. Galleon's moved up. I don't know what he's doing. I think, yep, he's going after my Seneschal. Or I don't know what that model was. Maybe it was just a Knight Exemplar. He's shooting off my Templars. That's his Renegade. I'm not sure. The Renegade's trying to knock down Nisia with his gun. Well, Renegade blew up Nisia. And he knocked down Kel Baylock. Since he knocked down his own model during his activation, he can't activate Kel Baylock. So he just has to kind of stay there. much to his chagrin, because I think he was planning on using Balok and Saxon Orc there to snipe out my choir. Yeah, I could probably pop 3-4 of them a turn. Looks like his Devil Shadow Mutineers shot my Kicky Monk to death. And if that was turn 2, which it was, then he got himself a point. I think the Avatar only has 2 focus on him. I'm gonna heal my Harbinger, because she did her martyrdom a couple times last turn. Choir's gonna activate. Battle time. Dun dun dun. The plan is simple, men. Take down the galleon at all costs. His caster is... oh, he might have actually gotten 2 points. Beyond the galleon, right next to that little purple vanguard, his caster is. And I had one of those Templars charge his caster, not realizing they didn't have reach, so that was kind of a wasted charge, because I could have just put my Avatar Menoth right into his caster. Oh well, let's see how this turn plays out. Avatar's turn. You know, we did some damage to his galleon. Now we're doing some more. Looks like we got the whole right side of his Colossal. Darton Vilmon, POW 15 Weapon Master, rawr. Alright. He's got a few boxes left. There's the Reckoner. Thankfully he has a reach weapon. Let's wham bam pow, and it's gone. Alright. Yeah, you can see his caster is just towing into the zone, so he got 2 points last turn. Barf. My caster has been shot up, so what I'm doing this turn is running her behind the woods. You know, Steve thought I should have ran right into that trench, but then I would have been charged by vanguards. An injured caster with 14/14 charged by vanguards is not something I really liked. I just wanted to take assassination completely off the table because I felt with all my warjacks there, I had enough to go. I could win by attrition. He didn't have enough armor cracking to deal with 3 heavies. Looks like it's his turn. And being on the other side of the shoe, I wouldn't even play for assassination. I would play for scenario because he already got 2 points. If he can kill that little, I don't even know what's Tristan Durant, he can snag another 2 points, and he just has to kind of block my jacks from getting in the zone. That seems like a good plan. Gorman's gonna try to black oil these guys. The black oil shifted, ends up only hitting my avatar, which is the best target to hit because the avatar makes his own focus and he can shake that crap. Currently my Reckoner is outside of my command range of my caster, so I can't allocate any focus to my jacks next turn. I'm not going to be shot at, but I also can't fuel my warjacks. He's just running his renegade in there. Steve does quite a few criticals on these attacks to keep chainsawing me, but it amounts to very little. He cannot crack the armor of the avatar of Menoth. Probably does like 2 or 3 points of damage. Alright, Devil Shadow Mutineers are going in. And one of them has, Black Spot or whatever that ability is that allows him to ignore the melee penalty, and she's going to take a shot at Tristan. I don't believe she does anything, though. But his warjack does. He walks back and hits me. He's got another Vanguard positioning himself to kind of block my jacks. Alright, my turn. He gained another 2 points. Reckoner moving up, just kind of beating face. Some choirs running. Got 3 of them in the zone. Little Templar is trying to hit kill Baylock. Hey, we killed him. Beat back, still short. And that guy has kind of an Arcantric Bolt spell, but it's not gonna hit. Alright, caster is healing myself for 5. She's just kind of inching up. And that guy healed her for a few more. And you know, in my head I'm thinking, hey, I did pretty well. You know, I beat up his Jack pretty hard. I think it only has like an arm left. But Steve's like, you know, I've got 4 control points, right? And I'm like, oh shit. So now he's just gonna kind of toy with me a little bit. Act like he could somehow lose the game, you know, beat up my Jacks, but all he needs to do is just kill these choir, put me out of my misery. And my avatar is probably too far to even martyr to them. To my defense, because I couldn't allocate any focus to my Warjacks, it's not like I could have ran those Jacks in the zone. Even the Avatar had to shake off 2 effects. Didn't roll enough focus to shake off everything and run, so I could have ran my caster farther forward and just kept martyring them, those choir. Try to use every life point possible to not lose this turn. But you can't forget about scenario. 101. Doesn't matter how new I am with Warmachine or with Menoth, you cannot forget the scenario. Nice job, Steve.